Kelly. I'm here with Hannah and Elena, who are two students from Sherwood Christian Academy who spent their Thanksgiving in Uganda. Not something that you typically hear, but we want to ask you guys, why did you spend your Thanksgiving in Uganda? What were you doing, and kind of what led you to the decision to spend your Thanksgiving that far away from home?
For me, my family actually played a huge role in why I went. My dad and my sister have both been to Uganda before, so I've heard all of their stories, seen all of their pictures. And one of my best friends is actually an exchange student from Kenya. So I had heard a lot about what different cultures were like, and God really gave me a desire to go and experience it for myself. So
Sure. Now, while you guys were over there, before you went over there, you had sponsored children who were living there in pretty poor conditions, and you actually got a chance to meet the kids who you were sponsoring. So what was it like to meet them?
Well, my sponsored child, his name is Joseph. He's 10 years old, and I've sponsored him for about 4 years. And so it was amazing how God worked, because 4 years ago I didn't know I would have the chance to go to Uganda and meet him. But I went to his child care center, and I got to meet him there, and I was able to go to his home and meet his whole family, and I was able to take gifts to him and groceries and things that they really needed, and I even got to play some soccer with them. So it was a really great experience.
Very nice. Now, is this something that you guys would do again if you given the opportunity?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you too?
yeah.
Okay, maybe next year?
Yeah.
Maybe. All right, well, thank you guys for joining us. We appreciate it this morning. For right now, we're going to send it back to Chris for a check of our forecast. Chris? Welcome back to Good Day. I'm here with Jason Schultz, who is a teacher at Sherwood Christian Academy, and recently you led a group of 14 students on a very, very interesting trip over Thanksgiving. While we were all sitting around enjoying our Thanksgiving, Jason and his students were in Uganda. So this is a trip that you guys have gone on the last 3 years in a row, and all three of them have been to Uganda. Why did you pick that location?
Well, it is a country I've visited before. I actually took a trip previously with my family, sort of just to scope it out and see. And after my family went, we came back, and seeing the need, seeing the poverty, we decided that it would be good for the students to check it out and see how a lot of the world lives.
Right, and you, during this trip, you did home visits to some of the people living over there. And what were some of the conditions that you found?
Yeah, we worked with just over 1,000 children, and it's one thing when the children come and you're playing with them, but then to go see where they live is something completely different. We visited homes that were dilapidated. You're talking rooms, basically, not a home, but a room, 15 by 15, family of 8 lives there, mud walls, makeshift roofs, and then it rains a lot in Uganda, and it floods a lot, and so when it rains, you're thinking about how muddy, how wet, and people are living that way. And so for the students, it really opens up their eyes to what we have here in the States. They're thankful, they're grateful, and it just widens their worldview. And so it gives them the opportunity to serve. It gives them the opportunity, again, to demonstrate the love of Christ, which our school's all about.
Right.
So it's just a great trip.
Absolutely, and it sounds like one too. We talked to some students earlier who were on this trip, and they said that they would do it again in a heartbeat, which I believe for every second. So what we're going to do right now is send it back to the studio for a little bit of health news. Jason, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.